All right, guys, so today what I'm gonna go through is kind of the basics of how to set up your paper for your thumbnail sketches, for your logo ideas. And what I wanna say is that 12 might seem like a lot. But what I wanna show you in this, and hopefully what you'll understand once we finish this video, is that it is not totally 12 complete different ideas. You need to show variety and you need to show a difference in your approaches and things like that. But one idea can look somewhat similar to another one, just as long as you are showing a wide variety throughout the course of all of your ideas. So how I'm going to set up my paper is because I want to get 12 done. I am going to divide it in half as best as I can, and I'm just kind of eyeballing it. So I'm going to divide it in half. And then I'm going to, if you want to measure it out, you totally can. So mine's 12 inches. So I'm going to put a dot every 2 inches, just because I like for things to look nice and neat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, perfect. Let me do the same thing over here. So if you want to find the middle of your paper, you can do that. I just eyeballed that part. But for these, just to keep it nice and even and consistent, I am going to measure this out. So I'm going to go across and draw a line on each side. Perfect. Okay, so I have my 12 boxes and I am ready to start getting some ideas down. So I'm gonna start with my first one, especially now that I finished my mood board. I kind of know the overall style that I've liked. And if you wanna look back at mine, you totally can. So for this very first one, I'm gonna start pretty simple. And I'm just gonna do Miss Beam as the name that I'm doing. So let's see, I could start with just, based on those fonts that I picked on my mood board, I liked some of the hand-done cursive type fonts. So there's Miss. Okay. So there's Miss Beam like this. And as I look at it, you want to kind of think about how does it look as a whole? How would it look put on different types of things like a note card or a business card or things like that? And I think that I would like something to kind of enclose this. So on this first idea, I'm going to go ahead and get kind of a box going like that. And then I don't think I really need it on this side. So I'm going to kind of leave that one. I might end up coming back to it. Oh, I see something that I could change. So I think it might be kind of fun to get some of those blocky look that I have on some of the images on my mood board. Okay, so I have that first idea down like that. And as I'm looking at it, I do think I want to come and maybe like enclose this a little bit or something. So I would end up making that a little bit smaller, but make that fit at the same time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of make different renditions of that same one, or even completely different ideas. If you get stuck, a really good thing that I like to do is I like to draw a shape and then maybe let myself find a way for my name to fit in that shape. So for this one, let's say that I'm feeling stuck. I'm going to take it and I'm just going to draw a circle. And I need to find a way to get my logo to fit, or my name to fit into that shape and make it look pretty nice and still make it go with my overall theme and my overall brand idea that I'm talking about. So I'm going to do something kind of interesting and start my letter outside of the circle. Kind of like that, and take it off like that. And then what I think could be kind of nice is if I even have part of my last name go off of that as well. So something like that could be kind of fun. I had a lot of like offset stuff on my mood board, so I could maybe even consider like having like another circle come in the back or something. I don't like that. So that's okay. If you run into something that you don't like, that is totally fine. You can always erase it. So I'll just kind of go with that for now and see what I think about that. So then as I think about maybe adding some imagery to what I want, I'm going to kind of go with this same idea and just do kind of the cursive letters again. Kind of make that M a little fun. And then one thing that I could come do is I like this space, but I feel like it needs something. So what I think could be fun is if maybe I drew like a paintbrush or something in there as an icon that would match my overall idea of what I want to do. Paintbrush or something of the sort. Maybe even make it have like a line coming under it or something like that. So as I'm working on these ideas, I kind of want to show you guys a few that I brainstormed earlier this week on a different paper. So obviously this isn't in the structure that you guys will work on, but this was when I was kind of brainstorming ways to tell y'all different approaches and things that you can do. So you see some of them are very similar, like this guy and this guy, and some of them aren't really that developed, and that's okay. You can absolutely do more than 12. What I like to do is when I'm working on things like this, I even like to just like write out my name several times or try several different fonts or refer to things on my mood board and kind of find ways that I could make those match. And then as you get further into it, a really good thing that you could do is you could start working on color and ways that you would want to incorporate that once you kind of pick some of your favorite ones. So I have these really great markers. If you want to end up using some of these, they're really nice and easy to use, especially for coming back over your sketches if you want to see what it would look like black and white or in color or however it might be. I also have some thinner markers, and then I obviously have a ton of Sharpies and stuff like that. So feel free to use what you need. You'll come up with 12 different ideas. Try to make them have some sort of variety in them, and always look at reference images and inspiration, and you'll get a lot of really good ideas. All right, can't wait to see what y'all make.